If your feet feel like they're on fire at night, or your hands go numb for no reason, listen closely. This isn't just your age catching up with you. Your nerves are sending you an urgent message, and what I'm about to tell you could change everything. There are 3 warning signs you need to know about right now. First, burning, tingling, or numbness that shows up in your feet or hands, especially at night. Second, sudden sensations that feel like electric shocks, sharp pricks, or extreme cold even when your skin feels normal to the touch. And third, symptoms that get worse when you're trying to rest or sleep. If even one of these sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of seniors are dealing with this right now. But here's what most people don't know. The things making it worse aren't what you think. And some of the habits you're doing every single day are quietly putting more stress on your already struggling nerves. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what's happening inside your body, why standard tests often miss the real problem, and most importantly, what you can actually do about it starting today. So don't click away, because missing even one of these could mean the difference between your symptoms staying the same or finally getting relief. Before we dive in, do me 2 quick favors. First, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss critical health information like this. Second, smash that like button and drop a comment telling me which of those 3 warning signs you're dealing with right now. I read every comment, and it helps me create content that actually addresses what you're going through. Most people with nerve problems wish they'd known this years earlier. Don't be one of them. If you're feeling frustrated right now, I completely understand. So many seniors tell me the same story. They've been to the doctor. Tests came back normal. They were told it's just part of getting older. But the burning keeps happening. The tingling spreads. The numbness gets worse. And nobody seems to have real answers. Here's what's actually going on. Standard medical tests are designed to catch advanced nerve damage, the kind that shows up on scans and blood panels. But they often completely miss the early stages, the slow build-up that's been happening quietly for months or even years before anything registers as abnormal. Health researchers have been studying this gap for years now, and what they're finding changes everything, because nerve problems don't just appear out of nowhere. They develop in response to how your body is being treated every single day, how you're feeding it, how your blood sugar is being managed, how inflammation is being handled, how your circulation is working. Your nerves aren't just sitting there passively getting older. They're actively responding to their environment right now, today, this minute. And that means the choices you make, what you eat, how you move, how you sleep, can either support your nerves or quietly place them under more and more strain. This isn't about blaming you. Not at all. This is about giving you information that can actually help. Because once you understand what's been stressing your nerves, you can start making small adjustments that make a real difference. Today, I'm walking you through 5 everyday things that research shows may be quietly damaging your nerves after 60. These aren't rare things. They're patterns that millions of people fall into without even realizing it. And the best part, every single one of them is something you can change. You have way more control here than you've been led to believe. Let's start with something almost everyone does. You grab a bagel in the morning, or some crackers in the afternoon. Maybe toast with jam. Quick, easy, nothing unusual. But watch what happens inside your body when you eat refined carbohydrates by themselves. Bread, crackers, pastries, white rice, anything processed. Your blood sugar shoots up fast. Your pancreas has to rush out insulin to bring it back down. This happens over and over, multiple times a day, and most people never think twice about it. Here's why this matters for your nerves. When your blood sugar spikes repeatedly like this, it creates stress on the tiny blood vessels that deliver oxygen and nutrients to your nerve fibers. These vessels are incredibly delicate. Over time, when they're dealing with constant blood sugar swings, they start to become less efficient. your nerves begin running on less fuel than they actually need to stay healthy. Nerves are extremely energy dependent. They need steady, reliable blood flow. When that blood flow is being disrupted multiple times every single day, your nerves can't function the way they should. They become irritated. They start sending signals that feel like burning, tingling, numbness. So, what do you do instead? It's simple. Pair your carbs with protein or healthy fat. Toast with eggs instead of toast alone. Crackers with cheese instead of crackers by themselves. A handful of nuts with your fruit. This slows down how fast sugar enters your bloodstream and keeps everything more stable throughout the day. Your nerves will respond to this. The second thing is sitting. You're watching TV, reading, doing a puzzle, and hours go by without you standing up or moving around. This seems harmless. You're resting, right? But here's what's happening. When you sit for long stretches, blood flow to your legs and feet slows way down. Your muscles aren't contracting to push blood back up to your heart. Fluid starts pooling in your lower body, and your nerves, especially in your feet and legs, start getting less oxygen and fewer nutrients. Nerve cells need constant blood flow to repair the tiny damage that happens every day and to clear out waste products. When circulation is slow for hours at a time, day after day, your nerves are basically working in survival mode. They're not getting the resources they need. Set a timer for 45 minutes. Every time it goes off, stand up, walk to the kitchen, do some ankle circles, march in place for 30 seconds. You don't need to exercise hard. You just need to get your blood moving. Even these tiny movements tell your muscles to contract and help push blood where it needs to go. Number 3 catches most people completely off guard. Packaged snacks, frozen meals, salad dressings, restaurant fried food. Almost all of these contain vegetable oils, soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil. They're high in something called omega-6 fatty acids. You're not choosing these on purpose. They're just everywhere. They're cheap, they last forever on the shelf, and they're in almost every convenient food you can buy. Omega-6 fats aren't terrible by themselves, but when you're eating large amounts of them every day without enough omega-3 fats to balance them out, they promote inflammation throughout your entire body, and inflammation is one of the main things that irritates nerves. Chronic inflammation makes nerve fibers overly sensitive and less able to recover from daily wear and tear. It interferes with how signals travel along your nerves. It slows down the natural repair your body tries to do every night while you sleep. Start reading labels. When you see soybean oil or vegetable oil in the first few ingredients, ask yourself if there's a simpler option available. Choose whole foods when you can. Roasted chicken instead of frozen breaded chicken. Olive oil dressing instead of bottled ranch. And try to get omega-3 rich foods into your diet a couple times a week. Salmon, walnuts, flax seeds. These help restore the balance your body needs. Here's number 4, and I see this constantly. You're not thirsty, so you don't drink. Or maybe you've cut back on water because you don't want to wake up at night to use the bathroom. It makes sense in your mind. But so many seniors are walking around mildly dehydrated all day long without knowing it. Not severely dehydrated, just enough to cause problems over time. Your blood is 90% water. When you're even a little dehydrated, your blood gets thicker. It doesn't flow as easily. Your heart has to work harder. And circulation to your fingers and toes, the areas farthest from your heart, becomes less and less efficient. Nerve cells also need water to function properly. Dehydration messes with how electrical signals move along your nerves. When you're consistently low on fluids, nerve function becomes unreliable. You start getting tingling, numbness, muscle cramps. Take small sips throughout the day instead of trying to chug a big glass all at once. Keep water nearby so you remember. If nighttime bathroom trips are the issue, do most of your drinking before dinner. You can also get water from foods, cucumbers, melon, soup, herbal tea. It all counts. The fifth one is harder to see but just as damaging. You're stressed, maybe about family, money, your health. You lie in bed thinking, or you fall asleep fine but you're wide awake at 3 a.m. and you can't get back to sleep. For a lot of seniors, stress and poor sleep have just become normal. Background noise. Part of life now. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline. In short bursts, these hormones help you. But when they're elevated day after day, week after week, they cause inflammation and they raise your blood sugar even when you haven't eaten anything. Poor sleep makes everything worse. Deep sleep is when your body repairs damaged tissue, clears out inflammation, and resets your nervous system. When your sleep is broken or shallow, night after night, none of that happens the way it should. Chronic stress and bad sleep create the worst possible environment for your nerves. More inflammation, less circulation, blood sugar problems, and your body never gets the chance to do its nightly maintenance work. Over time, your nerves become more and more irritable. They send pain signals more easily. They recover slower from minor damage. You don't have to eliminate all your stress. That's not realistic. But you can create small buffers. 5 minutes of deep breathing before bed. Writing down what's worrying you so it stops looping in your head. Keeping your bedroom cool and dark. If you wake up in the middle of the night, get up for 15 minutes and do something calm, then try again. Don't just lie there fighting it. Better sleep and less stress won't fix everything instantly, but they give your nerves the conditions they need to actually function and heal. Now let me tell you about something doctors often miss entirely. Most people only check their fasting blood sugar. That number you get first thing in the morning before eating. And yes, that's important, but it's not the whole story. What happens after you eat matters just as much, maybe more, especially for nerve health. When you eat, your blood sugar goes up. That's normal. But how high it goes, how fast, and how long it stays elevated, all of this creates stress on your nerves. If your blood sugar is jumping to 180 or 200 normals after meals, even if your fasting number looks perfectly fine, those spikes are hammering the blood vessels that feed your nerves over and over again every single day. Standard tests miss this completely. A fasting glucose test or an A1C test averages everything out. They don't catch the sharp spikes happening after breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I've talked to so many seniors who were told their blood sugar is fine, yet they're dealing with burning feet, tingling hands, all the classic nerve symptoms. Why? Because their after-meal numbers are through the roof, even though their fasting numbers look okay. If you're concerned about this, ask your doctor about checking your blood sugar 1 to 2 hours after eating. You can even do this yourself at home with a basic glucose monitor. You want to see numbers staying below 142 hours after a meal. If they're consistently higher than that, it's time to talk about changes. This isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to inform you. Because when you know what's actually happening in your body, you can respond in smart, effective ways. So, where do you start with all of this? Here's the truth. You don't need to change everything at once. Actually, trying to do too much too fast usually backfails completely. Instead, pick one small change and stick with it. For your first week, pick one meal where you're eating carbs alone and add some protein or fat. Maybe breakfast, maybe your afternoon snack. Just one meal. Do it consistently for 7 days and pay attention to how you feel. Week 2, set that 45-minute timer. When it goes off, stand up and move for 30 seconds. That's it. Build this into your routine until you don't even have to think about it anymore. In week 3, start your morning with a full glass of water before you have coffee or tea. Keep a bottle within reach during the day. Don't aim for perfect. Just aim for better than you're doing now. Week 4, Pick one thing to improve your sleep. Earlier bedtime. No screens an hour before bed. 5 minutes of breathing exercises. Try it for a week and see what happens. Once these feel easy and automatic, add the next one. Talk to your doctor about testing post-meal blood sugar. Ask about checking your omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. Ask about B vitamins, especially B12, which is critical for healthy nerves. This is support, not a cure. You're not fixing decades of damage overnight. What you're doing is creating an environment where your nerves have the best possible shot at functioning well and recovering from the stress they face every day. Let me be completely honest with you about something. Neuropathy has a lot of different causes. Diabetes, vitamin deficiencies, autoimmune diseases, infections, medications, injuries. All of these can damage nerves. What I've shared today won't apply to everyone, and none of this replaces actual medical care. If your symptoms are severe or getting worse fast, you need to see a doctor. Get evaluated properly. Rule out serious conditions that need treatment. What I'm giving you here are ways to reduce the ongoing strain on your nerves and create better conditions for nerve health. These are things research shows can help over time when you do them consistently. But they're not magic, they're not instant, and they won't work for absolutely everyone. What they are is safe, backed by evidence, and completely within your control. And for a lot of people, that sense of control is everything. Here's what I need you to remember. Aging does not mean your nerves are doomed. Yes, your body changes as you get older, but change doesn't automatically mean irreversible decline. Your body is still paying attention. Your nerves are still responding, and small, consistent changes, done with intention, can create real, measurable improvements over time. You don't have to accept burning, tingling, and numbness as your new reality. You don't have to feel helpless, and you absolutely don't have to sit around waiting for things to get worse before you do something. Start right where you are. Pick one thing from this video. Give it time. Watch what happens. Adjust if you need to. Your nerves are tougher and more adaptable than anyone's told you, and you have far more influence over how they age than you realize. If this video opened your eyes to what might be affecting your nerve health and what you can actually do about it, subscribe to Senior Body Secrets. We make clear, practical, honest health information specifically for people over 60 who want real answers instead of empty promises. Leave a comment and tell me which of these 5 surprised you the most. I read every comment, and what you share helps me create better videos for this community. Take care of yourself. You're absolutely worth the effort.